Hey guys, I'm a GM Brigitte player. I decided to create a list of 5 of the most common mistakes that new Brigitte players make and go over them and give you some tips on how to avoid these pitfalls. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe for more. I love Brigitte and I love making videos about Brigitte, so maybe you'll enjoy some of my other Brigitte videos and some of my other hero design videos. Without further ado, let's get into the 5 reasons. One of the absolute biggest misconceptions is brawling as Brigitte. This is something that you do not want to do. She doesn't brawl. She isn't a brawler, even though she is melee. It is very common to think, because again, she's melee, that you have to be really close to your enemies and have to be up in their face, which is just not true. You also are not very good at long trades. And what I mean by that is if you are in someone's face and you, for 5 seconds, just go back and forth, trading abilities, trading hits, you are not good at that. Most characters will do better than you in that sort of instance. You, as a Brigitte, excel at these longer war of resources, slowly taking these really good short trades. You're sort of doing this thing where you're whipping, you're walking up, then you're pushing and you're pulling and you're going back and forth, slowly whittling down enemies, slowly taking up resources, making the enemy team have to use resources. You do not just suddenly go all in. Think of it as a Tracer matchup. Into Tracer, would you just instantly bash her, throw everything against her, and just run at her blindly with a mace trying to hit her? No, because she just blinks. So what you do is you hit one whip, maybe she blinked, then you'd hide a bit, and then she'd blink to get closer to you, and then you'd bash her, and then she'd blink back out, and so forth. You've got to think about every trade works like that. Trying to get in their face all the time is going to get you killed. It is okay when you know you will win. So if an enemy is down essential cooldowns and low on health and you have all your cooldowns up, you can go for it. Or if you're kind of cleaning up a messy fight, going all in with your team, then yes, close the gap, get in their face, stuff like that. Brawl as much as you want. But you want to focus on smaller instances of combat, focus on whip shot as your priority. You do not need to brawl people. Next up, something super common is shield bashing people. Now this sounds stupid because shield bash does damage, so it feels like it's encouraging you to hit people with it. Now, you can, obviously, but with exceptions, and there's lots of nuance there. It has got to be a bash where there is a high reward, or it's not worth the risk. Shield bash is high risk, high reward when used offensively. You've got to think of it more as your escape, your disengage, and your pull-in tool, right? You are not engaging, you are not going with this. You use it to get yourself back out. So you'll walk up, hit a whip, and then you might bash back out. Or like this. So you'll be walking, and you might walk up, you hit a whip, and then you bash back out to a new piece of cover, further away from the fight. And that's sort of the basic loop. Think of it as a movement tool, right? Think of it as movement, and it changes everything. When would I bash someone? If I'm perfectly safe, so around lots of teammates, or not very deep on an angle, I'm still very soft, we're very much in our space, our territory, and I'm with a teammate, then I might consider bashing someone. But overall, I see far too many people falling for the mistake of shield bashing people too much. You have to treat this cooldown like it's a dash. It is a dash, especially with the perk that gives you move speed afterwards. Another one is dumping all of your repair packs. Kind of an obvious one, but it happens a lot. You do want a spare pack typically to be an emergency pack. You don't just want to walk up to someone who's critical and just button mash and send all 3 into them, because now you don't have any pack in case someone suddenly goes low and you need to hit them, and you have to now wait for them all to come back. As well as the healing is less valuable when dumped like that. Packs heal for actually a really good amount. If we look, they have 25 instant healing with 100 over time, and it takes 2 seconds at good range as well. This is a lot of healing. So giving someone who's half health 2 packs is over healing them. You end up wasting 100 healing, but it felt like you needed to hit them now with 2 packs because they were taking damage. You can't do that because you might need that pack for later. Also, additionally, tanks have higher health pools, which actually is going to make your packs less valuable on them. Still heal tanks, obviously, just be very mindful of using packs on tanks because it doesn't really do nearly as much to their total health pool, whereas packs are going to be very versatile for hitting a tracer on your team who's 20 meters in the backline, because not many other characters are able to do that. And a pack on Tracer is her entire health bar, essentially. Whereas a pack on a Hog is meaningless. Brig is just better at keeping smaller health pool targets up and healthy. She isn't able to quickly save a tank the way Kiri, Ana, or Bap can. So just slow it down, check if they actually need a pack, right? And if they don't, that's okay. And remember, you also have Inspire healing, and it's okay for people just to take cover and wait for Inspire to get them up. Do not need to dump all your packs. All right, this one is sort of similar to the Brawling one, but more specific. Forcing short-ranged angles. I fully get it. Brig is melee. It's uncomfortable to be far away from enemies as a melee character, but you cannot force a close angle if the angle is bad, and it's going to be bad. You'll just die, and a dead Brig is useless. Prioritize your teammates' positions and your whip shot range first before looking to ever close the gap. If I'm with a teammate on an angle where I can still hit whips, that is perfect, and that is all you need. You don't need to become Reaper and close the gap on every angle. It's just going to get you killed. On some maps, I'm afraid, you're going to just have to get used to playing these awkward, longer sight lines. My tip is just to be patient and focus on whip shot. You're not going to have this 100% uptime thing where you're constantly dealing damage. You are hitting whip, you're throwing a couple packs, you're sort of soaking some pressure, you're coming back. You're not going to be full on in someone's face closing that angle. And that's why I said it was similar to the Brawling point. So we'll move on. Overconfident rallies. The finale. It's a staple. This is something I see all the time. Rally does not make you unkillable. You are still very vulnerable. You're stronger, but you are still vulnerable. Not even just somewhat. Like, you are pretty easy to kill. If two people decide to shoot you and you're in a bad spot, you're gonna die. So please, use it just to extend your uptime. If you are on a good angle, you like what you're doing, and you don't want to change, and you start getting pressured, pop rally. You extend your uptime, and you can just live on that angle, right? Or you can use it for a brief window of aggression. So a big AoE stun on a team, but then you need to back out afterwards. You can't just be a raid boss swinging into the whole enemy team. Still be aware of your abilities. Just still play normally. You're just rallied. Hold your space and maintain your angles. A rallied Brig on an angle is immovable. So just stand there menacingly. I do this all the time. I'll try to use practice range as an example. But if I'm trying to control this staircase and someone wants to push into me like this, it's doable. I make their life difficult, but it's doable. I do this. I'm immovable. I'm a wall. And up this staircase could be the best angle in the world. This could be the way to kill the entire enemy team. And if I just stand here with rally, they can't do that. And so you've got to understand that some of your value is going to come from presence. Presence is pressure. That's a whole other topic, but presence is pressure. Okay, if you are in a good spot, you are in a valuable spot and you are standing there, you are applying pressure. I really hope this was helpful. Please let me know which tip helped you the most. Any tips from fellow Brigitte players that you think is going to be really helpful. I tried to think of 5 of the most common mistakes to fall for. I didn't want to just do tips and tricks. I wanted to do common mistakes that I see time and time again, and mistakes that I made when I first started playing Brigitte, you know, however long ago that was. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day. I want to make more Brigitte content, so, you know, subscribe for that and check out the Twitch, twitch.tv/pyrosquid_OW, where I hopefully will be streaming more Brigitte gameplay.